Hi everyone, it's Mary. I have Piggy with me. She'll probably disappear then come back again. I was going to put in chat hi to people who arrive. There we go. The reason I do the lives is so that I don't have to edit anything. This is the third time of trying this, by the way. I've been at this for hours. I did a whole live stream, and then without realising it, it didn't even go live. So I was talking to myself, I think, unless people saw it live. But anyway, I decided to redo it. Thank you everyone who has basically messaged me about my accident and asked how I was privately. I'm okay. Really bruised, in a lot of pain, but I'm alive, so that's the best thing. It could have gone a lot worse than what it was. For those of you who don't know, I have 3 cats, and I stepped on one cat down the stairs, hit the steps so hard I had to go to casualty. I had an MRI scan, and I got a severe hematoma across my entire bottom. And for a couple of days, I couldn't sit, couldn't stand, couldn't walk, couldn't move. Now I'm back at work. I have 2 jobs to pay for the money I borrowed off people for the scam. And I've got no option but to go back to work. Even though it's a little bit too early, I'm still in a lot of pain, but here we are. For those who don't know, this is the second video in a series that I was scammed by the fake Rothschilds. The Illuminati scam. Illuminati does not exist. And hopefully after this video you realise that it doesn't exist at all. I'm going to tell you how it started, how the Illuminati turned into a scammer's paradise. I'll tell you what to look out for in the scammers. I will show you a profile of a person who had his identity stolen, so you could go to his profile and join, and he's a lovely guy, so I'll explain that as well. I've made notes, so I'll be reading off notes because I did a lot of research, as well as it is my own life. This is my life from my experience. Okay, so I can't show you any photos of people because everyone I spoke to over the last 4 years has not been real. I found out within 24 hours in June last year that everybody I knew for the last 4 years was fake. Everyone I talked to, everyone I rang, everyone I talked on the phone with, all fake. My life turned upside down. I didn't know what to do. I went from my phone ringing off the hook, messages, calls, things to do, things that needed to be done, to complete silence. And that took its toll. I still have Stockholm Syndrome. I often think, I wonder what they're doing now. But they were nice to me at some point. I have to stop myself from getting back in touch with them. And they bombard me every day with texts, with new messages online, new scams online. I can't escape it. And it's really, really difficult. I find it really hard to trust anyone because of what happened. Literally 4 years of my life I'll never get back. And I lost a lot of money. My private pension, I borrowed off people, I borrowed loans, which is why I've got 2 jobs now. I'm having to pay everything back. I'm okay. I'm happy-ish. I'm getting over it. It's been hard. And I'm doing this series of videos, so that those who see it will actually spread the word, so that these scammers won't have a foothold in people's lives. I know their script inside out. I wrote some of it. I was involved. They groomed me. I was so indoctrinated that I found it difficult to see other points of view. If I dared to question anything or to say that I was leaving, they'd threaten me and my family. And at one point, even showed me photos of my front door. So they knew where I was. I never took money off people. I was always collecting receipts that they'd already sent to these people. I used to have a big box file full of information, but the police told me that there was nothing they could do, so I may as well just get rid of it and get on with my life. I've tried to do that, but they keep coming after me, and I'm tired of it. And if I can help one person with these videos, then that would be my goal. I didn't join for the money. Hell, I didn't join for the money. I basically joined because it was a humanitarian thing, to help humanity. I already sometimes secretly paid for people's shopping. I helped people with food and food banks and stuff like that. I gave money to people that really needed it. I helped homeless people. I wanted to do more of that. I didn't join for the money. I joined because they would give you money to do what you wanted. And I was going to help other people and help animals and elderly, open up a care home that didn't have abuse, that had carers that cared, and it was going to be a really good care home. I was going to help animals, and I wanted to live a life where I didn't have to work. I'm 59 now and not in good health. My health's okay, but it could be better. And sleeping on the cat downstairs didn't help, because I can't sit for long and it hurts. I'm in a lot of pain. So yeah, I didn't want to work. I wanted to help people. I was going to buy my family a house. So instead of thinking about rent and where the rent was coming from, you get promised lots of different things. But over the 4 years, there was over 400 people or characters that talked to me face to face, over the phone, and in real life, claiming to be real. This is my story. This is what really happened. The first video just explained who I was. I'm just a normal person. I've got autism, personality disorder, BPD, borderline personality disorder. I've got anxiety, dissociation. I'm seen as vulnerable. They knew that. So they came straight for me. I was romance scammed. And the guy who pretended to be my new stepson, Yeltsin Nakongo Jr., is actually on social media as Mirrorwise Skits or Mirrorwise Clothing. He's one of the main ones that took money. He actually video called me once a week for a couple of years, pretending that he actually cared, that he was going to come over to England. I was going to marry his dad. And everything over the 4 years was complete fake. I was completely indoctrinated. I was sucked in. I was groomed. If I tried to leave, I was threatened. Google didn't help at all. From the beginning, I Googled people and didn't help. As soon as Elon Musk brought out Grok, I used Grok. And within 24 hours in June, my whole life just changed. Everything became a reality, and everything I knew was wrong. John Rothschild does not exist. Nowhere in history does he exist, except for a man who died who has nothing to do with the Rothschilds. No Rothschild family knows of this John Rothschild, John Harmon Rothschild, Baron John Rothschild, whatever he goes by. He doesn't exist. He uses photos of Andy Popart, and I will show Andy's actual profile. Go follow Andy Popart at Life After 50. Style After 50, I should say, sorry. He's a really lovely guy. His wife, Michelle Free, a beautiful couple. They do fashion things and that, but for 2 years, his face was John Rothschild to me. And Google didn't tell me otherwise. Grok did. So today I've got notes here, but it's about the real Illuminati, the fake Illuminati, and then I'll tell you how to avoid and what to spot for. And I will show you Andy's profile. So, what is the Illuminati? It's a short-lived historical secret society and a persistent modern conspiracy theory. Now, with this video, don't even dare come at me saying Illuminati's real. I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't met the real people. I will call that bullshit. There are a couple of elite groups across the world that are very elitist, and they're secret as well, some of them, but they're not the Illuminati. So anyone who watches this and thinks I'm talking out of orifices, this is my truth, what I know, and what I believe. You haven't lived it. If you think the Illuminati is real, then I suggest you get medical help, because you need it. Those that come at me saying, but you haven't met the right people. I know they're real. I know they exist. No, you know the scammers, Illuminati that exists. You've been scammed yourself if you believe that. Even celebrities are falling for it. It does not exist. The real Illuminati, and forgive my pronunciations of this, because I don't know how to pronounce some things. The real Illuminati, or Bavarian Illuminati, was founded on May the 1st, 1776, by Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law at the University of Ingolstadt in Bavaria, which is modern-day Germany. Canon law is the body of laws and regulations made by ecclesiastical authority, which is church leadership, for the government of a Christian organization, particularly the Catholic Church. Weishaupt, influenced by Enlightenment ideals of reason, secularism, rationalization, aimed to promote intellectual freedom, oppose religious superstition, and challenge monarchical and ecclesiastical authority, which is a church and any monarchy. The group initially called itself the Perfectionists and adopted the owl of Minerva, symbolizing wisdom, as its emblem. So basically, it started in Germany, and it didn't last very long. It recruited from educated elites, including intellectuals, nobles, Freemasons. It grew to around 2,000 members across Europe at its peak. So remember that. 2,000 members at its peak when it was ongoing. This is the Illuminati. The structure was hierarchical, with secret rituals, aliases, and code for communication. However, internal conflicts and government suspicion led to its downfall. So basically, it was only the top elite of people. They used special symbols to communicate with each other. They basically didn't allow anyone below the elite people to join, so normal everyday people couldn't join. They did not worship the devil, okay? You could be any religion. In 1785, the Bavarian elector Karl Theodor banned secret societies and raids uncovered documents, and worship fled. So they tried, part of the Illuminati, the original, was to try and overthrow governments and overthrow parliament and overthrow the monarchy and become the people, the top people to lead everything. And the Bavarian government didn't want this. So the actual Bavarian parliament banned it. And the guy that made all of this fled. By 1787, the group was effectively dismantled. There is no credible historical evidence of its survival beyond this point. Historians widely agree it ceased to exist after suppression. So when everything was cancelled, it stopped. It was an era thing, like the 70s were an era, the 60s were an era. This Illuminati group was an era. It stopped completely. There is no record of it beyond that. Conspiracy theories. Despite its brief existence, the Illuminati became central to conspiracy theories starting in the late 1790s. Conservative writers like Abe Austin, John Robinson blamed it for orchestrating the French Revolution 1789. They blamed for the French Revolution, it already ended. Nothing to do with that. Claiming it infiltrated Freemasonry and sought to overthrow governments and religion. That was the original idea of the Illuminati, was to overthrow everything, to become the top people. It had Freemasons in it, but it wasn't the Freemasons' issue. But that's where the Freemasons started to be involved with it. These ideas spread during political upheavals, including fears in the US, example Sermon of Jedi Morse, and Britain. Jedi Morse, August 23rd, 1761, died June 9th, 1926, was an influential American congregational minister, geographer, and author, often called the father of American geography. Just a normal author, geographer, no one in particular. In the 19th, 20th centuries, the theories evolved, linking the Illuminati to events like the Russian Revolution, World Wars, communism, and even the assassination of JFK. Really? Modern versions allege a surviving New World Order, capable of controlling global finance, media, governments, events through agents in power. Again, really? New World Order is basically on wrestling. When I was involved in the Illuminati, I created a WhatsApp group called the New World Order chat group. You may or may not have been involved in that. If you knew of a Queen Mother Mary, that was me. It was all fake. Common claims include symbols as proof. The Eye of Providence on the US dollar bill is misinterpreted as Illuminati related. It's actually Christian Masonic symbol of divine watchfulness adopted from the Great Seal in 1782. What's the Great Seal? It's an official emblem used to authenticate important government documentaries such as treaties, presidential proclamations, and commissions designed in 1782 on the 20th of June. Triangles, owls, pyramids, or hand signs, example, OK gesture or pyramid shape, are cited as hidden signals. Basically, they're not. You see celebrities doing this and that. Seriously, that is not Illuminati. That's the triangle that Beyonce did was to do with music. It's all coincidental. Celebrity involvement. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Madonna, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Kanye West, Justin Bieber, LeBron James, and misses like the Super Bowl shows or gestures. These are often satirical, artistic, or coincidental. Many celebrities have mocked claims. Example, Madonna's song Illuminati uses the term for enlightened fame because one thing the Illuminati promise you is lots of fame if you want it. No substantial evidence. Historians, experts from Britannia, academic sources debunk ongoing controversy as baseless and inventions. Complex world events through simple hidden hands, amplified by books like the Illuminati's trilogy, games, and today Illuminati is a pop culture trope. In music, films, example for that is angels and demons and memes. However, is heavily exploited in fraud. Scammers send emails, WhatsApp messages, or social media invites promising wealth, power, money, cars, holidays, or membership in a real Illuminati, often fake. Rothschilds or elite connections. They demand registration fees or personal info, leading to advance fee fraud. Reports from 2023 to 2025 highlight ongoing campaigns via spam, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, targeting vulnerable people with promise of millions, better life, charity, involvement, or celebrity status. Authorities and cybersecurity firms such as Bitfinder warn these are pure scams. No legitimate Illuminati exists. The historical Illuminati was a minor Enlightenment era group, fizzled out 200 years ago. The modern version is a myth, a durable conspiracy theory with no evidence of truth, often used for entertainment, misinformation, or exploitation. It is always a scam, no matter how convincing. Scammers can groom people for years and make them scared to leave. Basically, it's all just a scam. Everything is a scam. And I keep saying this over and over. And anyone that comes to me in my DMs and everything else and saying, oh, you're wrong, it does exist, I can prove it. Prove it. Go ahead. Prove it. Prove that it exists. Show me the money they've been giving you. Show me the amount each month they promise you. Show me your new cars, your new house, your new clothes, your new lifestyle. Show me. Give me proof. Show me. So I'm just putting my cat down. Show me the people behind it. Show me that they're real. Otherwise, be quiet. It's not real. I've lived it. I've been there. I've lost everything. Illuminati scams start by them being really nice to you and messaging you. Hi, how are you? Do you want a better life? Come join us for free. Whatever social platform you're on, they'll try to get you to go to Telegram or WhatsApp. I have hundreds of messages in my DMs claiming to be the Rothschilds, Illuminati, some anonymous people, You know who you are. It's not real. I can show you on my phone. If I go to my TikTok account.
What's that? I'm late.
TikTok.
I don't want to be.
And there is, wait till I get it in frame. Nathaniel Charles Jacob Rothschild. Fake. If you come across his account, report and block. They have a photo of Nat in a uniform. This photo has been photoshopped. This original photo of Nat is him in a jumper and some trousers leaning against some books. Here they've photoshopped in Freemason's uniform over the top of him. It's not even Illuminati, it's Freemason. That is a doctored photo. Not only that, but this person has actually messaged me. I won't read it all out because it's so long and so boring. But they start with, "Good morning, Mary." All of this is fake. "Good morning, Mary." You can see the conversation there. I said, "You're a scammer and steal Nat's photos. Stop pretending to be Nat. I know Nat and you're not him." He answered me, "How are you? I understand that you have trust issues and the falseness use of our organization names falsely. If you could take time to know me better, it would have been great." I answered, "Why do you want to be someone you're not? Illuminati ended nearly 200 years ago. Scammers run the fake org. If you claim you're real, tell me where Nat is now." "Mary, I'm committed to creating a relationship of understanding with you. I don't have to prove nothing in order to validate the truth. I know that you're not the real Nat. You're full of bullshit. If you keep insisting you're real, then give me my money back. We've established contact with you because we believe if you want clarity, you can ask us. If it shows doubts, we can't make you trust us, but I trust you and be safe. I have a full work to do." You lie. Video call me right now. Prove you are real. Nothing to say? Hail the light. Nathaniel Phillip is involved in oversight of Waddleston Manor, the Rothschild estate in Buckinghamshire. It goes on, quite literally. I'll show you here. It goes on and on and on about it. And then I said, "Why are you pretending to be Nat?" Gives a WhatsApp number. If this WhatsApp number comes up near you, do not message that number. Do not call that number. It's fake. It's a scam. It talks about embarking on a journey, embrace power, unleash your potential. And I put, Nat has nothing to do with the Illuminati. We approach the process through emotional intelligence and human understanding, recognizing the true commitment is not driven by money, but by meaning. If it's not driven by money, why do you scam people out of every penny they have? Our guidelines and guidance exist not to control but to support successful, eye-opening transformation built on trust, self-awareness, and shared responsibility. So if you trust and you're doing shared responsibility, why do you empty people's bank accounts? When they try to leave, you threaten them, you threaten their family. That's not helping people, it's not humanity either. If you're real, meet me in London so you can give me my money back. He answered, "Trust is the foundation of every thorough relationship." I put, "Give me a phone number." Let me video call you. The soul of every individual seeks clarity. Most often we try to find out we don't know yet with our old beliefs and mindset. I answered him. Stop the bullshit. Answer the question. The turning point of financial freedom to you will be understanding that legacy is in fact blah, 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 blah. Building yourself and your journey will never be easy, blah, 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 blah. The path is open for you, sister. Be rest assured, right time, everyone will see the truth of what they don't understand. I answered him, sister? Nat doesn't call me sister. Nat isn't involved in the Illuminati. Argument and lack of trust is a negative energy that we don't send to creation from confusion. Yeah, but you argue with people, you threaten people, and you steal from them. An idea whose time has come cannot be denied, and the truth is you have nothing positive to say right now, and we understand your emotions and frustration. Lot of rubbish. When it's all said and done, you will thank me someday soon and apologize for the abusive words you were utterly using. I called him a scammer. Then he goes on about the laws of truth and alignment. He wouldn't know the truth if it hit him in the face. Law of cause and consequence. He doesn't suffer any consequences. He takes your money and then he runs. Simple. The law of consent and free will. Once you join, you don't have any free will. They actually groom you, make you feel like you belong there, make you feel like you're actually cared about, and then they start to take your money. And they do it by means of whether you know it or not. It's stealing. Law of sacrifice and value. You have to sacrifice all your money, everything you have, just for humanity. No. Law of identity through action. They steal other people's identity. This is a scammer. Is in Africa, probably Cameroon. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And then I've put there, meet me. Send me a selfie. Let us video chat. Prove you are who you are. Ironically, I haven't heard from him for over 2 weeks now, since I asked him to prove who he was. I reported the account, like I've reported the accounts many times of John Rothschild on here. I've basically got John Rothschild and I've reported the account so many times. You know what TikTok comes back and says? Doesn't violate any of their rules. So you can go on TikTok and you can steal people's photos. You could pretend to be someone else and scam people and get all their money, and TikTok's okay with that. Really? On TikTok, I've met so many scammers. John Harmon Rothschild. Doesn't exist. Look at the photo. Look at that face. Look at that face. That is not John Rothschild. That is a photo stolen from Andy Popart. Andy Popart and his wife Michelle Free have nothing to do with the Illuminati. They are not on TikTok. They have an Instagram account. I can show you their real account. Please go and subscribe to them. They're a really, really nice couple. Fantastic couple. And they are Andy Popart and Michelle Free at Style after 50 with the blue tick. Always look for the blue tick. This couple have had their content stolen so many times by people pretending to be the Illuminati. So many times. Every time you see a John Rothschild, Sir John, Baron John, wherever, fake. Every time you see Andy's photo on there, please, please report. Report and block. The reason I say that is simply because when I see anything with Andy, I know it's fake. He's got one Instagram account. His wife, Michelle Free, has an Instagram account. They're not on TikTok. Yet someone so evil knew that I contacted Andy to tell him that his ID was being used. And that evil person duplicated exactly their Instagram account and made a TikTok account and started DMing me on TikTok. And the reason I knew it wasn't Andy, and I messaged Andy right away, is because they were talking about Andy was supposed to have talked to the Rothschild family, and the Rothschild family wanted to meet me and for me to join the real Illuminati. Two very, very long messages. Andy has nothing to do with the Illuminati. He has to do with fashion, his style after 50, he's an engineer, I think. Nothing to do with the Illuminati at all. Because he's a public figure, I can show his profile and ask you to go and subscribe to him. Say Mary sent you. Lovely guy, gorgeous wife, amazing couple. Can't recommend their channel enough. It shows you how to dress well after 50. I reported the account to TikTok. Doesn't violate their guidelines. I had a grandmaster message me on TikTok and admitted that he was scamming people. I reported it to TikTok. Didn't violate their guidelines. I went on TikTok under some of the scammers' profiles and warned people saying, this is a scam, don't fall for it. I actually got a warning from TikTok saying that I was violating their conditions by warning people of a scammer. I then got one strike off TikTok because I told someone about the scam. TikTok don't care. Instagram don't care. On TikTok alone, there is at least 8 John Rothschilds. There is at least 6 Nat Rothschilds, David Rothschild, Rockefeller, all fake. Every one of them is fake. Easy to spot. If anyone ever messages you and says, I'm from the Illuminati, it's real, I'm a Rothschild, etc., etc., ask them for a selfie, not a photo, a selfie, and ask them to video call you. They won't. There'll be excuses. John Rothschild will come back and say, I can't show you my face because I'm extremely elite, I'm extremely private. It's a secret society after all. His photo and video are everywhere. That's a lie. He hides behind other people's photos like Andy Popart and Michelle Free. For 4 years, I spoke to someone thinking it was John Rothschild with the face of Andy Popart. Google didn't help me. It wasn't until Grok came along that I was able to find out the truth. On here, on Instagram even, there is so many fakes. I counted 16 versions of one actress, 20 Johnny Depps, 10 Tom Hanks. When it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, everyone gonna wake up and actually punish the scammers. The scammers got my Facebook banned. I go into detail in that in another video, but they got me banned from Facebook. Facebook won't listen to me, that it wasn't me. I can't appeal because they want a selfie. The photo on my Facebook was my cat. It was a private account. They said that I actually paid for adverts and I was a business. That wasn't me. So I lost my Facebook account, banned completely, everything, cannot use it at all. I had to redo my Instagram account, lost all my followers on Instagram. I had to restart, not connected to Facebook. All because of the scammers. With the scammers, speaking of scammers, on their TikTok account, all of these videos are Freemasons. Everything the Illuminati does is fake. Every time you see them in uniform, it's the Freemasons. Every time you see grand halls or grand places, it's Freemasons Hall. It is not Illuminati, it's Freemasons. When they approached me, they pretended to be a guy called Lord Perry. Turns out this Lord Perry, who's a nasty piece of work, is actually called Tony and is a happy family man, friendly family man in the Freemasons. They message you on any social media or they put out reels and they say that you can gain money, and people unbeknownst message back, I want to join, I want some money. Then they say, message me on WhatsApp. Message me on Telegram. It's just a way to get you off the mainstream platforms onto somewhere where they can scam you. Now, I didn't fall for it immediately. The police have told me it was a very sophisticated scam that they used for me. I met people face to face, over the phone, everything. Scammers will never, ever show their faces online. They will pay other people to do it. Or they will get other people to do it. When I was involved in the Illuminati, I was promoted to Queen Mother Mary. A lie, that doesn't exist. I was the one that was forced, not asked to, but forced to video call people and tell them about the Illuminati. What people didn't know was I was being threatened behind the scenes. I was groomed to a point, I was so indoctrinated that I actually believed what I was being told over a period of 4 years. 3.5 years in, if I started asking questions, I would get red flags. And that's when I realized I can't do this anymore. I asked questions and I was demoted. I had a chat group called NWO Chats. No lords allowed. And we used to talk about the group itself. And when they found out I was doing that, the group was taken off me and I lost my admin rights. So I couldn't warn people not to actually pay the fees. I was digging into the Illuminati group I was with. I was just starting to become doubtful because I received nothing in return. I'd paid lots and lots of money and I was receiving nothing. And alarm bells were going off, red flags everywhere. And I was trying to find out what was going on. The group was taken over by this fake John and a Lord Alves, obviously fake name. And people left the group because it wasn't a fun group anymore. We used to have chats, used to have lots of laughs, memes, whatever, just to take away the seriousness of being threatened to pay with fee after fee after fee. And they ruined the chat group, basically. I still message one person, two people to this day who I made friends with. They were members, but I still chat with them now and again. And when I used Grok to find out what was going on, within 24 hours, my life changed. Everything gone. I had to face up to the fact that the fake John Rothschild used Andy's photos and videos. It didn't exist. It was obviously an African in Cameroon. The guy who video called me once a week for nearly 2 years, pretending to actually care, want to come over because I was about to marry his dad, Yeltsin Congo Jr., otherwise known as Mirrorwise Skits, Mirrorwise Clothing. He's a con artist. He sells knockoff clothing. Be very aware of him. He's all over the internet, driving cars, showing off money. He drives a horse on a really dirty beach. He has brothers in the same village. The name Bison is B-I-S-O-N-G, is associated with scammers and thieves and drug people in Africa. It's well known. The Bank of Africa people is used a lot by scammers. Scammers will not show their face. They will make every excuse in the book. They will send you photos, but the photos are not of them. They're of different people. That's why I can't show you any photos, because they're not real. I can show you Andy Popart's because he's a known person and his profile is real, but it's just been used by the scammers. And he knows it, and I know it. They know it. But it's a hill they're going to die on. At one point, this fake John Rothschild told me that Andy was the scammer. He tried to tell me at first his wife ran all the profiles, and that was one name he used. And then when I said, well, no, I've spoken to Andy, he changed it round to, Andy's a scammer. You're listening to a scammer. Tried to make out that Andy was the scammer and that Andy copied him. But how? Because Andy's videos and photos went up first, then the scammer took those and used them. Surely, if Andy was copying the scammer's photos would have gone up first, right? At one point, Andy and his wife Michelle went over to London. And so I said to this fake John, "How was your trip to London?" He took great offence, saying that I was asking him really personal questions and how dare I. Because he didn't go to London, he was in Africa. On WhatsApp, he was grooming a lot of people. They cloned phone numbers. I had a great privilege of meeting face to face the late real Lord Jacob Rothschild. We talked on the phone a couple of times. They have nothing to do with the Illuminati. The Rothschilds have nothing to do with the Illuminati. Every time someone actually gets in touch with you, check out who they are from their phone number, the area codes, and ask them straight out. Send me a selfie. Video call me. I don't speak to anyone now who claims to be a Freemason or anonymous or anyone unless they video call me, show me their face. Otherwise, I don't believe them. I have anonymous following me, supposedly. I don't know if they're real or not. Anyone could belong to anonymous, just stick a mask on. One person from anonymous, and I think he might be watching this, has asked me to go to Telegram. No, I'm not going to move from the social media that I'm on. Why would I? Got something to say it in the DMs. I'm not going to move to Telegram that is well known for scams. WhatsApp I use now for my family and my work. And I get loads and loads of messages pretending to be from the Rothschild family, especially Nat, Hannah, and David. Hannah knows nothing about the scam. I rang the Rothschilds family in London, the business, and they assured me that they have nothing to do with anything, and Nat only has a Twitter account, an X account. He doesn't have a TikTok, he doesn't have WhatsApp. Neither does David. Neither does any of them. One guy tried to say he was Eric Rothschild. There is an Eric Rothschild. Doesn't look like him. He sent me a photo of David Rothschild and tried to say that was Eric Rothschild. Maybe he thought I was pretty stupid, I don't know. But he got the Rothschild's photos mixed up, which I actually found quite amusing. There's another guy on TikTok, he calls himself John Rothschild, and he dresses like him, like Andy. From a distance, he could pass for Andy. But he's about 5'7". Andy is tall. And he uses Andy's photos amongst his own photos. I eventually got his profile taken down, but within minutes he got a new profile. The problem is when you report things to Instagram and to TikTok, it never violates their community standards. Even if they look at your messages and you're obviously being scammed, you're obviously pointing out that they are scammers, that they're not real, it doesn't violate it. So what you have to do, TikTok and Instagram, I've only got 3 profiles taken down. I've reported many. Quite obviously scammers. I reported 3 different John Rothschilds saying to TikTok, how can this be the same person? There's 3 different addresses, 3 different phone numbers. And John Rothschild doesn't even exist. You know what they said to me? We find it doesn't violate our policies. There is no scam involved here. Really? The screaming you can hear in the background, by the way, are foxes. No one is being killed or anything. Illuminati does not exist. They get in contact with you. They move you over to a private platform. They're really, really nice to you. They tell you everything you can have. They promise you £5,000 or dollars a month for being a member. They promise you a brand new car, whatever one you want, top of the range. They promise you they'll whisk you through the airports fast, you don't have to wait in queues. They'll tell you that they'll give you up to £1 million or dollars. They'll tell you that they'll give you a house wherever you want. They will buy you a house. And they will tell you that you will live in luxury for the rest of your life. And your life will change. I didn't join for the money. I joined because the organization was supposed to stand for humanity, helping humanity. I joined knowing that ideally I'd get some money to be able to help other people, to be able to pay other people's bills, to clear them of debt, to help them with medical expenses, to help them with, I don't know, maybe even getting things that they need, like a car, food. I was going to help animal charities. I was going to open a care centre or a care home that is well run for the elderly. I was going to help people on the streets get off the streets. That's why I joined. Not for the money. The money didn't mean anything to me. Yeah, I could have paid off my bills, but I wanted to help people. That's why I wanted to join. No other reason. But I was romance scammed. One of the agents, top agents, started talking to me quite a lot, made me feel like I was being believed, made me feel like I belonged, and he asked me to marry him. What was I to lose? What I didn't know was that he would try and get his son, in quotation marks, over to England in my house. And when I couldn't do that, didn't have the money to do that, he dumped me after 2 years. 2 years of his fake son calling me on FaceTime. 2 years of him ringing me, texting me, calling me. 2 years of my life I wasted on someone that didn't exist. That almost broke me because I thought finally I'd found someone. Being autistic with mental health issues, it's really hard to actually find someone that actually wants to talk to you, never mind want to be with you. A very difficult person to get to know. Very complicated person. I'm worth getting to know, but a lot of people don't want to know because it's too hard to get to know me. I shut people out because it's just too much hassle. Now I shut people out because I don't know if I can trust them. I don't know who to trust anymore. My whole world has been turned upside down. All the dreams, all the things I was going to do, gone. I trusted these people. They basically took me in. I'm autistic. health issues, mental health issues. I don't have any real life friends. I go to work, come home, sleep, go back to work. That's it. That's my life. I have 3 cats and I live with a relative. But they knew that. They knew I was vulnerable. And they didn't care. I swear I lost my cat last year because of them. She was 13. She was my baby. They'd asked me to send them some money. I said I needed to go to the vets with my cat. They threatened me. They sent photos of my house, saying that if I didn't send them the money, they would come and they would get rid of my cat anyway for me. So I ended up taking the cat to a charity and paying whatever I had as a donation. And she was ill, but she got a little bit better. But then I said to them I needed to take her to a proper vet's. There was something wrong. They said that if I didn't send them the money that I said I would send them, I would have a visit. And then they sent me a photo of my front door. I was scared. I was worried what I got myself into. And when I finally did manage to scrape the money to go to the vets, I came home with an empty basket. I miss Nutmeg. She was a character. I have a granddaughter, Piggy, that you saw before. And the boys, Marble and Jumper, also her grandcats, all related. But Nutmeg was special, and she was 13. And because I was actually threatened to a point where I didn't know what to do, I couldn't get her the help that she needed. And I will forever regret that. She could have lived for another year if we'd caught the cancer sooner when she first became ill. It was then that I started asking questions, more and more questions. I paid and paid and paid and got nothing back in return. And the excuses were always valid. They were always with a ring of truth around them. And I will go into detail in another video all the fees involved, all the paperwork involved, all the things that you have to do. They force you to create accounts online, web pages. If you see a Facebook profile, The English Rose, please report it. I was forced to create that profile. It's got a photo of Big Ben somewhere on the page. I was forced to create that so that they could reach more people. I was forced to create an Instagram account. It's now gone. I took that down. But the English Rose account, they changed all the details and blocked me from it, so I can't even get to see it. But the English Rose account is a fake account. It's scammers. Please report it. It hasn't got my name on it anymore, but I was forced to create it. I was forced to create bank accounts so that they could have a bank account in England. I've now taken that account back, changed all the details, and they have no access to it. They racked up a bill on PayPal that I'm still having to pay. They got 2 of my bank accounts closed down. I had a main bank account and one I had savings. They got them both closed down. Nothing I can do. I used Remitly quite a bit to pay, send money to family and friends. They got that closed down. I used World Remit, and I'm in negotiations to try and get some money back, but I doubt I will. They did everything they could to break me. What they didn't realise was I brought myself up. My mum was Munchausen's by proxy. I was the proxy. I was abused by one of my brothers. I stayed alone, lived alone, took myself to school. I looked after myself. When my dad died I was 13, I looked after myself, took myself to college. I was brought up by the boomers. I'm a Gen X. Went out during the day, came back at night. The usual things that you hear about Gen X, drinking from the hose pipe, being out all day, coming back with the lights, it's all true. That's what I did. And as soon as I could, I left home. So I raised myself, basically. I had to be tough. So when all this happened, I got through it because I'm tough. Someone who wasn't as strong would probably not be here now. I realise that it comes across as really stupid to trust these people to do what I did. But even the police say it was so sophisticated. I used to teach online safety about scams. And I didn't fall for it through online. It was in real life. So if anyone, Illuminati, Freemasons, or anyone from the Rothschild family gets in touch with you, or you see a reel or a video, don't click on it. Don't ask if you can join. Don't ask how you can join, because they will give you a WhatsApp number for you to contact them, to take you off the social media so they can get you in private and scam you. Whenever anyone messages you and you really want to reply, ask them to video call you. That's how you know they'll be real. If you have any questions, you can leave them below or you can DM me. Next video that will go up will be about the Rothschilds and their involvement with the Illuminati, or rather non-involvement. And I will show you a few of the fake profiles to look out for, especially from the Rothschilds family. Don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. And anyone who dares come at me with, "It is real, you've just met the wrong people," shut up. Go away. You haven't lived it. You've probably been stuck by the celebrities that fool themselves into thinking they're really with the Illuminati. They're not. Illuminati is not real. If you think it's real, prove it. Show me proof. Show me your new car, your new house, your bank account, your card to get you through the airports quickly. Show me the people behind the Illuminati. You can't. It's supposed to be a secret society. You can't prove anything. It's all say so. All I know is everyone I had on my books, which was over 100 people at a time, they were all scammed. They never got anything from the Illuminati. They never got a single penny back. All they got was excuse after excuse after excuse. One woman lost 30 grand. Another disabled man lost his mobility car. He couldn't fix it. He lost all his money. He nearly lost his entire marriage. Another man ended his life because he owed so much money because of these people, the scammers. This ended 200 plus years ago. It was a short-lived community. A scammers today that keep it alive. And if you don't believe me, get in touch with them. Join. They'll soon have your money out of your bank account. That's why I'm doing these videos. If it helps one person to turn away from the scammers, then I've done my job. The Illuminati is not real. The idea is real. Scammers take it on. And like I said before, don't even dare come at me with, it's real, you just haven't met the right people. There are elite groups. You don't know them. Yes, there are elite groups. Nothing to do with the Illuminati. And if you believe that you're a part of the Illuminati, you're fooling yourself. They use Freemasons' photos and videos to claim it for themselves. Every piece of uniform that they use, the big halls, the grand halls, the gestures, the huge meeting places, the huge banquet halls, it's all Freemasons. It's not Illuminati. If there's a Freemason watching this, a real Freemason, message me. Let's talk. Because they're using the Freemasons to get people to join. Saying the Freemasons can be Illuminati as well. There's men dressed up, look like very rich men, big watches, wads of money, big cars, big hotels, saying, join the Illuminati, you can be as rich as me. It's all fake. Every bit of it is fake. The money, the pictures, the videos of the money, the pictures of the cars, people collecting cars, people having houses, it's all fake. Everything. We were all promised a lot. I didn't ask for much. They said, what house do you want? So I found a house in the local area. Wasn't true. They weren't going to get me a new house. They wouldn't even give me enough money to save my cat. They don't care. They will screw you for every penny that you have and then make you go for loans, make you borrow off friends, make it seem like it's urgent. You need to pay this now or you'll lose the opportunity. It seems so real in the time. And like I said, I was so indoctrinated that I actually did what they said. I believed them 100%. I escaped. So for those of you watching this thinking, is the Illuminati real? Maybe I should go and look. Don't bother. It's not real. All you will find is scammers. Scammers, scammers, and more scammers. And they are very, very, very convincing. After I was scammed by the Illuminati, I was scammed by another group, pretending to be another type of Illuminati. And then came JB Tech on Twitter, on X, saying that he could get my Facebook back. There's a few people on there say that, so I paid him. Nothing happened. I didn't get my Facebook back. I was still banned. And then he said he could get my money back. He showed me receipts of Bank of Africa where their money was put, over £1 million, $1 million they'd taken off people, and he could get me every penny of my money back, and he would take some as well. I gave him £300 because I thought, last chance scenario, what could go wrong? I just lose £300 and then cut him off. Wasn't as easy as that. He said that he got receipts. He showed me receipts. He told me that he'd frozen their bank accounts. Don't know how he managed to do that. He said that he needed another £800 and he'd put his own £700 towards it for codes. He made up messages from another hacker on the dark web talking about these codes, completely made up. I told him I didn't have the £800. He said, don't worry, I've frozen the account. It'll wait until January. This was in November. Then I looked into him, and he used the same bank as the scammers that scammed me used. It's called a recovery scam. They say they can recover the money. And to recover the money, they need codes for the banks. So that if they break into the bank and it's illegal, the banks won't notice that they take money out. His excuse was, I can't get bit by bit because the banks will know and they'll shut it down. We need to get serious codes so I can take all the money out and send it to you. Well, he didn't know that I knew the British law meant you can only put £10,000 in each account. More than £10,000 makes the government look at your account and wonder where the money's coming from, especially if you're a normal person like myself. A businessman or someone who was well-to-do wouldn't bat an eyelid. But even me, if I try and use Bitcoin, the banks clamp down on me because I'm just a normal person. Normal people don't normally use Bitcoin. It's normally used in scams. And the banks in England don't like Bitcoin because it's often scams. And Illuminati scam me with Bitcoin. So basically I looked into this JB Tech, and he wasn't who he says he was. I said to him, show me a photo. He sent me a stock photo of someone with a computer. Then I said, video call me. He refused. He said he has to remain secret because people are after him because he's a hacker. And I said, but you said you were going to keep in touch with me. So show me your face. He refused again and again and again. And then he had to go to his friend's funeral in Canada. He lived in America. And then his phone number switched to a Canadian one. And so I double-checked him again. JB Tech wasn't known anywhere. The photo turned out to be someone completely innocent, different name. So I blocked him. I said, I can't afford £800. You're not who you say you are. You're a scammer. Leave me alone. And I blocked him. So the original scammers have many, many people. And when you eventually get rid of them and you escape them, they then find other ways to actually get to you. For me, they find people that could be part of the Rothschilds family and they get them to message me. Or they get people like JB Tech to get in touch and say, I can get your money back. I'm in talks with World Remit to get some of the money back I sent to JB. Still waiting. Don't be fooled. Don't fall for it. There are many, many people I see. If you go to any profile of the Rothschilds, of the Illuminati, there's people always saying, how can I join? They're desperate for money. They're desperate for life change. And I hate the fact that scammers pick up on this and use it. They go after desperate people. And I see loads and loads. If I want to join, how do I join? I need money. I need money for food. I want to join. I want this. I want that. I got a strike from TikTok for going into those DMs and telling them it's a scam. I'm going to end this video now. Please like, subscribe, share this video wide so that my videos can reach people and I can save someone from being scammed. The next video up is about the Rothschilds. That will be in about 3 or 4 days. I have to do a little bit more research on some of the things I went through. Don't trust anyone that says that they will give you loads of money just for joining. It's a fee-based scam, an advanced fee scam. Don't fall for it. Any questions you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Happy New Year.